Hello everybody, this is Maida from the North Florida Gardener, and I'm going to be talking about soil testing today. So I finally had my front um, garden bed soil tested. I wanted to show you how to do it because I had no idea how to do it when I did it, and I tried to contact IFAS, the extension office, several times. I had to email them 3 times by the time they finally emailed me the forms. And when I dropped off the soil test, I saw a whole bunch of forms there and even the little envelopes. So you don't have to call or email. You can just go there, get the form and the little bags, and then you can drop it off. So where you go in Gainesville, Florida, is 2390 Mowry Road, Mowry Road. From at any time to get the soil bags and also the forms, which I will put up later. So I will be showing you how I did it, and I'll be talking through what I'm doing, but you'll see every step of the process. And then at the end I put it in a plastic baggie because that's what they told me to do. And then when I dropped it off is when I found these, which I grabbed a couple just in case I want to do another soil test. But this is really important if you're having trouble with flowers or plants or anything and you just don't know what's going on, which is what's happening to me in the front. There was one time where that bed was beautiful, and I have not been able to grow anything since I got rid of the sago palm. Now the sago palm supposedly excretes, or I don't know, it's supposed to kind of ruin the soil in a way. But anyway, so I did get the test back, so I kind of know what I need to add, and I will talk about that at the end of the video. Okay, let's start the process. Okay, so here is the flower bed that I'm going to do the soil test. I've been having trouble growing things in this flower bed ever since I dug up a sago palm from the middle. It wasn't doing well, I didn't like it. And it's just been struggling. Nothing grows in there. So, I mean, it grows a little. It doesn't flourish. So the first step is to get a representative soil sample. So you need to dig in your soil about 2 to 4 inches and get different soil samples. Sorry. You need to get 10 to 15. You have to dig in 10 to 15 spots and put it all in a bucket or in a bowl, whatever. So that is the first step, and you see me here trying to get through the roots, and I actually got 11 soil samples from this little tiny bed. Honestly, in hindsight, I probably didn't need that much for that small of a bed. But it's important. Oh, here are some worms. I've been finding worms in my bed, which I'm really thrilled about. Okay, so here I am actually blending all the soil samples together in the bucket. You need to kind of mix it all together, and you need to remove any large pieces, like pieces of bark, roots, leaves. I had some acorns in there from my I have a lot of laurel oaks. Yeah, so kind of take all the big stuff out of there and mix it up good. And then the next step, you need to dry the soil, which, as you can see, it's mostly sand. So what I did is I put it on a piece of just like craft paper that I had, packing paper actually, that I had from a delivery. I put it on top of that, and I spread it out to dry in the sun. And I also, you'll notice that I keep picking out little things. It feels dry. It felt dry to me, but after I forget how many hours I had it out there, and I took the soil and put it in the baggie, the paper was actually wet. So even though it may not feel like it's wet, you do need to dry it some more. Okay, so the last step is going to be putting the soil into your bag. Now I put it into a plastic baggie because I didn't have the bag at that time. And what you do is you put 2 cups of the soil into the bag. Um, you can still see me picking out stuff because it was just full of little things, but that is the last step. And I, of course, wrote my name on the bag. But when I dropped off the sample with the form, I actually clipped them together so they would know that those two go together because the piece of paper really didn't fit in the bag. So that's how I did that. Here is the form that you'll be filling out, pretty self-explanatory, but you see here there's a test A and a test B. Test A is only $3 and tells you soil pH and whether you need lime, and test B also gives you other nutrients. The other thing to note is it asks you for a code, crop code, which is on the back side of the form, and for just a regular flower bed I used 602, which is woody, ornamental, or tree in the landscape. And when I actually called them and asked them if that was the right code, and they said that was correct. There is no code for just a flower bed. Okay, so after I did everything, I dropped off the soil sample, and really it didn't take long at all. I think maybe 3 days later, they emailed me the results. And basically, I don't have the results with me, which I should. Hold on. So I got the soil test results back. Most of it I understand, but there's a couple of things I don't understand. I have to call them. But basically they say that the target pH is 6.0 and the sample is 5.7, which I think is really close. But they're saying that, let's see, phosphorus is low and potassium is low. So those are two things that makes the, obviously the plants grow. In your nitrogen, in your fertilizers, it has that. So they have nitrogen, I think phosphorus first and potassium, or it might be the other way, potassium and nitrogen. So then it also talks about sulfur, copper, manganese, and zinc. And it did give me levels for that, but when it explains what to do, it doesn't make sense to me, and I'm not sure if I really have to do much. So what it suggested for me to do is that I need lime, but it's 6 pounds per 1,000 square feet, and I only have 165 square feet. It's a small bed. So I translated, I did the math, and I think what I need is a pound of lime. So here I went to Home Depot today and they had this huge 50-pound bag of lime, which is like, no, I'm not going to buy that. But I did find plant, what is this? This is Espoma garden lime. So this is what I'm going to add. And notice how it tells you if you want pink azaleas or hydrangeas. So remember, if it's acid, your hydrangeas are going to be blue. If you want to get them blue, you got to add acid. But if you want them the other way, which I think is, oh shoot, I can't remember the term now. Then you want lime, which makes it less acid, which is the other side, and I can't think of the term now. Anyway, so I'm going to be adding, I don't know if you could see it, garden lime. What's really nice about the bag is, so I was thinking a pound is 16 ounces, which is 2 cups. But actually here it says 1 pound equals 1 1/3 cups. Hi guys, I'm back. The next day I called the IFAS extension office because I wanted to clarify, do I have to put 2 cups or 10 cups of the lime? So I called the guy. My pH, the soil test resulted in, excuse me, my pH being 5.7 and supposedly the target pH was 6.0, which I thought was low, and it's so close. And when I told him this, he said, yeah, that's really close. You probably don't need to do anything. But the soil test results suggest adding some lime, and it suggested 6 pounds per 1,000 square feet. My bed is 15 by 11, which is 165 square feet. So I did the math, and it ended up to be just 1 pound, which I would think is 2 cups of lime. But if you read the back, it says if your current pH is 5.5, which mine's 5.7, add 10 cups. Or if it's 6.0, add 5 cups. So in between 5 and 10, I needed to add, which is a lot more than what the IFAS soil test told me to do. So I told him, I said, I'm confused, what should I do? And he said, and I think this is really important for Florida, just saw a hawk fly by, for Florida gardeners, especially here in Gainesville, Florida, or North Florida, which is why I'm doing this blog, is he says that these products are really more for gardens that have kind of more loamy soil. They're really not, that you shouldn't follow the directions because they're really not for Florida or sandy soils. So that's really confusing. Honestly, that's like, they should probably have a separate little chart for Florida, because honestly, then how do you know what to add? So anyway, just so you know, when you buy these products, read the instructions, but be careful. What he said is, you know, the least amount is better. Like, do it in increments, small increments, because if you do too much, you may not be able to go back. And he did say that if I were to put too much lime, if I would have put the 15 cups or 10 cups, sometimes you can't go back, that it's hard to get it back. So yeah, which makes it alkaline, I think before I couldn't figure out the word, and I didn't look it up, but I think it's alkaline. So so what I'm gonna do, he said, either don't do anything because it's so close, 5.7 and 6. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a pound, and in this bag it says 1 pound equals 1 1/3 cups. It's not even 2 cups. So I'm going to put that 1 1/3 cups, and I'm going to spread it throughout the whole bed, not around the plants, just throughout the whole bed. And he said, yeah, that would be the right way to do it, because you're just trying to increase the alkaline, or no, decrease the alkaline of the whole bed, not just concentrated in one area. So the soil test also said I needed nitrogen, but I said to him, you know, I asked him, I said, doesn't, you know, fertilizer take care of that? I just need to fertilize them. And he said yes. That using a fertilizer that has the same numbers, like I happen to have a slow release 10-10-10, he said I could use that and that would be fine. Again, he said, be careful. You just don't want to overdo it. So, because you could hurt the plants if you overdo it, or even the soil. Another thing, he said, I actually bought some blood meal to add nitrogen, and he said I could do that, you know, again, a little bit, not a lot, but really it's not necessary that the fertilizer would handle the nitrogen. The amount on my test, it was so, you know, it needs a little bit, but it doesn't need a ton. He did say that the blood meal is good for vegetable gardens, so I think we're going to use it. We're going to keep it. I was going to return it, but I think we're going to keep it and try using it in the vegetable garden, because the plants don't seem to be growing very big, or so we're going to try that there. But anyway, I just wanted to warn you, these products really are made more, I think the directions are more for, you know, I don't know, the northeast, more northern gardens with different types of soil, not sandy soils. So if you're having a problem with your soil, or you think you're having a problem, I thought my soil was terrible, but apparently it's not that bad for Gainesville sandy soils. So, you know, but if you think you're having a problem, the best thing is to have a soil test done professionally. And anyway, I wish I could get him on, you know, retainer and call him every week for some advice. Very nice guy. So, you know, if you have any questions, you can call them, and they're very helpful. So anyway, I hope that with this video you have learned something, and if you liked it, please subscribe, and, you know, leave a comment if you have any questions or suggestions. Please leave a comment. Okay, bye guys. See you next time.